Imagine this. You are standing in your kitchen with a glass of water in your hand. On the counter is a bottle of omega-3. You have heard it is good for the heart, good for the brain, good for the joints. But one simple question stops you every day. Should I take it in the morning or at night? Before we go further, type morning or night in the comments, whichever you are doing right now. If you are over 60, this question is not silly at all, because at this age, you do not want more supplements. You want fewer pills, clearer results, and a routine that actually works. Today, I will give you a simple answer you can use starting today, and I will show you what the research says in plain language, with real numbers, so you can make a smart choice for your body. But first, here is the most important truth. For most people, the best time is not morning or night. The best time is the time you will take it consistently with a real meal. That one sentence can save you months of wasted effort. Now let's make it practical. Why omega-3 matters more after 60? After 60, the body changes in ways you can feel. Your blood vessels get stiffer. Inflammation becomes more common. Triglycerides can creep up even if you have not changed your diet much. Your eyes may feel dry, your joints can feel slower in the morning, and sleep can become lighter and more broken. Omega-3 is not a magic cure, but it is one of the most studied nutrients in the world for heart-related markers, especially triglycerides. The American Heart Association recommends eating fish twice per week, especially fatty fish, as part of a heart-healthy pattern. And when triglycerides are very high, prescription-strength omega-3 at 4 grams per day can lower triglycerides by about 20 to 30% in many people. That is not a small change. It is a clinically meaningful change. So yes, omega-3 can matter. But timing matters mainly for two reasons: absorption and comfort. And those two decide whether you keep taking it long enough to benefit. The real science behind timing. Absorption with food. Here is what many people do wrong. They take omega-3 like a pain pill. Quick swallow, empty stomach, done. The problem is that omega-3 is a fat, and fats absorb better when your digestive system is doing what it was designed to do, which is digest a meal. Research on omega-3 pharmacokinetics shows that taking omega-3 with food changes how it is absorbed compared to fasting conditions. In practical terms, most people absorb it better and tolerate it better when they take it with a meal. So if you want one rule that works for most seniors, it is this: take omega-3 with your biggest meal of the day, not because the clock has magical power, but because your meal helps your body use it. Now let's talk about morning versus night in real life. Morning omega-3, who it works best for. Morning can be a great choice if you are the kind of person who likes a simple routine. You wake up, you eat breakfast, you take your supplement, and your day begins. For many seniors, the best supplement routine is the routine that is hardest to forget. Morning wins that battle for a lot of people. Morning omega-3 tends to work best if you already eat breakfast most days, you take other morning pills, and you like one simple habit. You notice that you forget night supplements. But there is one catch. If your breakfast is very light, like only tea and a biscuit, that may not be enough to reduce stomach upset or fishy repeat taste. Many people feel better when they take omega-3 with a real meal that contains some fat, like eggs, yogurt, or olive oil-based foods. So if you choose morning, pair it with food that feels like an actual meal. Night omega-3, who it works best for. Night can be a strong choice for comfort. Many people find that taking omega-3 with dinner reduces burps, reduces stomach discomfort, and simply feels easier. And there is another interesting angle. Sleep. A randomized controlled trial in middle-aged and older adults with poor sleep quality reported improved sleep efficiency in the group taking DHA and EPA compared with placebo. This does not prove that omega-3 is a sleep pill, but it suggests omega-3 may support sleep quality for some people, especially when sleep is already fragile. So night omega-3 tends to work best if you feel stomach discomfort when you take it earlier. You get fishy aftertaste and want to reduce it. You already have a stable dinner routine. You care about sleep support and want to test what works for you. One important note, if you take omega-3 at night and you notice reflux when you lie down, move it earlier in the evening, still with dinner, not right before bed. So which is better, morning or night? Here is the honest, science-aligned answer for most seniors. Morning versus night's not the main decision. Meal versus no meal is the main decision. Consistency versus forgetting is the second decision. Comfort versus side effects is the third decision. If you take it with food and you take it consistently, your body will have a steady supply over time. That is what matters for long-term benefits. Now let me make this extremely simple. The three-step plan for most seniors. Step 1. Pick the meal you almost never skip, breakfast or dinner. Choose the reliable one. Step 2. Take omega-3 with that meal for 14 days. Same meal, same routine. Step 3. Notice two things only: stomach comfort and consistency. If you miss doses at night, morning is better for you. If you feel discomfort in the morning, dinner is better for you. That is it. No stress, no perfection, just a plan you can actually live with. What dose actually makes sense for seniors? This is where many people get confused because the bottle label often looks impressive, but the real EPA and DHA amount may be smaller than you think. Quick check. Look at your bottle right now and tell me the EPA plus DHA number you see on the label. For general adult intake, many public health references often cluster around a few hundred milligrams per day of EPA and DHA as a common reference range, especially for people who do not eat fish regularly. For triglycerides that are very high, the evidence and guidelines often discuss prescription strength omega-3 at 4 grams per day under medical supervision, because that is where you see large triglyceride reductions. So here's the practical, senior-friendly takeaway. If your goal is general support, food first is smart, and supplements can help if you do not eat fish. If your goal is to treat very high triglycerides, do not guess your way with random high doses. That is a doctor conversation, a quick reality check about heart outcomes. Some seniors take omega-3 because they believe it will automatically prevent heart attacks. The science is more nuanced. Large trials of standard supplement doses, like 1 gram per day in primary prevention settings, have shown mixed results with no clear reduction in major cardiovascular events in some major analyses. At the same time, a specific prescription form of EPA at high dose, icosapent ethyl 4 grams per day, showed a significant reduction in cardiovascular events in a high-risk population already on statins. So omega-3 is not one simple story. The form, the dose, and the person matter. This is why your best strategy as a senior is not chasing hype. It is building a routine that fits your health goal. The comfort hacks that make omega-3 easier to take. If you have tried omega-3 and quit because of burps, heartburn, or stomach upset, do not assume you cannot tolerate it. These are common, usually mild side effects reported with omega-3 products, and many people improve them with a few simple changes. Try these practical adjustments. Take it with dinner instead of on an empty stomach. Food often improves tolerance, especially if you are prone to reflux or nausea. A simple trick is to take the capsule at the beginning of a meal, not after you finish, because the food can help keep the oil from floating back up and repeating on you. If dinner is not your biggest meal, take it with the meal that has the most real food in it. For many seniors, that is dinner. If your breakfast is very light, morning dosing can be the perfect recipe for fishy aftertaste. Split your dose. If you take 2 capsules daily, take one with breakfast and one with dinner. Many seniors find this reduces discomfort because the stomach has less oil to handle at one time. It can also reduce the chance of burps. If you are starting omega-3 for the first time, you can also begin with 1 capsule daily for several days, then increase to your full routine if your stomach feels fine. Pay attention to routine, not willpower. The best supplement is the one you actually take. If you forget at night, morning is better. If you burp in the morning, dinner is better. Consistency is the real comfort hack, because repeated stop and start is when people notice side effects the most. Try a coated capsule that releases later. Some products are designed to pass through the stomach and dissolve further down in the digestive tract, which may reduce fishy burps for some people. If you have tried one brand and failed, it does not mean all options will feel the same. Use the freezer trick for stubborn fishy burps. For some people, swallowing the capsule frozen slows how fast it breaks down in the stomach, and that can reduce the aftertaste. This approach is commonly recommended by arthritis-focused patient education resources, and it is also mentioned in practical guidance for reducing fishy burps. If you try this, freeze only what you will use soon and follow the storage instructions on your specific bottle. Take it earlier in the evening if reflux is your issue. If the main problem is heartburn when you lie down, do not take omega-3 right before bed. Take it with dinner, then stay upright for a while afterward. Reflux and heartburn are listed among common side effects, especially in people who are already prone to them. Always swallow with a full glass of water. This sounds simple, but it matters. Water helps the capsule move down smoothly and reduces the chance it lingers and repeats. If you also take multiple evening pills, spacing them by a few minutes can help your stomach feel calmer. Check quality, because low-quality oil can feel worse. Omega-3 products can vary. One practical way to reduce surprises is to choose supplements that have been checked by independent testing or verification programs. For example, USP describes its verified mark as confirming products meet quality standards, and NSF explains it tests supplements to confirm the contents match the label. IFOS is a program that tests fish oil supplements for content and purity. You do not need the most expensive brand. You need a product that is consistent and tested. Know when to pause and ask your clinician. If you have persistent stomach pain, severe reflux, or new symptoms that worry you, stop and ask for guidance. Prescription strength omega-3 products also list burping, fishy aftertaste, heartburn, and upset stomach as possible effects, so you are not imagining it. A quick engagement nudge. I want to learn from you. Do you take omega-3 in the morning or at night? Write just one word in the comments, morning or night. And if you are not taking it yet, write thinking. Your answer helps other seniors feel normal about the choice, and it helps me tailor the next video to what you actually struggle with. The simple verdict in one sentence. If you want the best chance of benefits with the fewest side effects, take omega-3 with the meal you never skip. Morning is best for consistency, night is best for comfort, and sometimes sleep routines. Now here's the part almost nobody talks about, and it matters more than timing. The label. Because 2 bottles that both say omega-3 can deliver very different amounts of EPA and DHA, and quality issues can change how your body responds. Here's the quickest way to read it without overthinking. Ignore the big number on the front that says fish oil 1,000 milligrams. Instead, flip to the supplement facts and find EPA and DHA. Add them together. That EPA plus DHA total is the number that tells you what you are really getting. NIH explains that a typical fish oil supplement may contain about 1,000 milligrams fish oil, but only around 180 milligrams EPA and 120 milligrams DHA, and products vary widely. Now a second label trap, serving size. Some brands list EPA and DHA for 1 capsule, others for 2. GOED's consumer guidance highlights that the front number may be total oil, and you should use the supplement facts to find the EPA plus DHA amount per serving. If you want more confidence, look for a quality verification mark. USP explains that its verified mark is awarded to supplements that meet specific quality requirements through its verification program. If this video helped you, please tap like and subscribe so you do not miss the next senior health and healthy aging guide. Sharing also makes a real difference, so send this video to a friend or family member who might benefit. And leave a quick comment with one word, morning or night, so I can tailor the next videos to what you are actually doing at home. Conclusion: consistency beats perfection. Calm steps, strong years.